Once upon a time, nestled in a valley surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a quiet girl named Arya. Unlike the other children who played by the sparkling river or climbed the rocky hills, Arya preferred to wander alone, listening to the wind that whispered secrets through the tall grasses. One day, while exploring the whispering woods, Arya stumbled upon a hidden clearing bathed in sunlight. In the center stood an ancient oak tree with gnarled branches reaching toward the sky. As she approached, the wind seemed to grow stronger, carrying with it the faint sound of singing. Suddenly, the wind grew fierce, whipping through the trees and swirling around Arya. Then just as abruptly, it stopped, and standing before the ancient oak, Arya felt a profound connection to the whispering wind. It confided in her, sharing tales of distant lands and forgotten magic. Arya listened intently, realizing that she possessed a unique gift. From that day forth, Arya spent her days by the river, conversing with the wind that flowed over the water. The other villagers often saw her talking to herself, and they chuckled, believing her to be strange. But Arya paid them no heed, for she understood the language of the wind and reveled in its company. Then one evening, a dark and menacing storm swept across the mountains. Thunder roared, shaking the very foundations of the village. As the wind howled, Arya felt a sense of urgency. This was no ordinary storm. Venturing outside, she saw that the rain was as dark as ink and the thunder cracked like whips. Fear clutched at her heart, but amidst the chaos, she heard a voice carried on the wind, calling out her name. With trembling hands, she closed her eyes and listened. The wind spoke again, its voice urgent and grave. "Arya, the world is in danger. The Storm King rises. You must help us." A chill ran down Arya's spine. She knew she could not ignore the wind's plea. Though terrified, Arya knew she had been chosen for a greater purpose. Packing a small bag with bread and cheese, she bid farewell to the sleeping village and followed the wind's guidance into the dark and stormy night. The wind led her through the treacherous mountains, and soon the storm showed its full force. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the angry face of the mountains. But Arya pressed on, her small form silhouetted against the flashes of lightning. As she walked, the wind grew stronger, wrapping itself around her like a protective cloak. Then in the distance, she saw a faint glow. Gathering her courage, Arya hurried toward the light, her heart pounding in her chest. When she reached the source, the wind seemed to vanish. Standing before her was an ancient oak tree, similar to the one in the Whispering Woods, its branches swaying gently despite the raging storm around it. And as the wind's embrace faded, Arya found herself in the presence of an ethereal being, its form shifting like smoke and its eyes twinkling with otherworldly wisdom. "Who are you?" Arya whispered, awestruck. The being smiled, its voice like the rustling of leaves. "I am the spirit of the wind, and you, Arya, have been chosen to help us." With that, the spirit vanished, leaving Arya alone in the clearing. Clutching the feather tightly, she looked up at the storm-filled sky. Her adventure was just beginning. Determined to help the wind, Arya set off into the mountains, following the winding paths illuminated by the flashes of lightning. The silver feather pulsed with warmth in her hand, guiding her every step of the way. But as she journeyed deeper into the mountains, Arya knew she must face trials that would test her courage, wit, and kindness. For the wind had spoken of a great evil stirring in the heart of the mountains, an evil that threatened to engulf the entire world in darkness. And Arya, with her pure heart and unwavering determination, was the only one who could stop it. As the first rays of dawn touched the mountain peaks, Arya emerged from the forest, forever changed by her experiences. The villagers, who had feared for her safety, rushed to greet her, their faces etched with worry. But as they saw the radiant smile on Arya's face and the gentle wind swirling around her, their fears melted away. Arya, the girl who once seemed odd and out of place, was now their hero, the girl who spoke to the wind and saved them all.